Hello and welcome to part 13 of this build of the Ryefield models StuG 4. I say part 13, there will be no part 12 because I noticed I had two part 10s and then part 11, so we skip part 12 and go directly to part 13. So in the last episode we started up installing the radio gear and so on. And off cam I have decided to put in the ammunition because I had so much problems doing the previous ammunition installations that I decided to do it off cam, and this time it actually worked pretty sweet, no big problems. What I did find, however, is that in the instructions they just tell you to put some glue here where this tab goes. But in reality, when you put this ammunition rack in place, and if you hold this part to an angle here, then actually this part will touch this wall here. So I was able to put some glue around this part as well, to fix that part. So it's got a more solid bond there. So that's it for steps 37 and 38. So next we're moving on to step 39. No. Yeah. Even Ryefield have messed up because they did not number this step. Anyhow, let's get moving. I have previously installed this part and this part just to be able to put the roof on when I was painting, and I have also installed these parts. So what we have left to install in this step are these small pieces here. We have two packs of ammunition for the SMGs that go here, and then we have a couple of electronics boxes. So let's get started with gluing. These I painted in a light green color, and then I did some detailing with wood deck tan, I think it was, I used to simulate the leather on the ammo pouches. There we go. And then we install the machine guns. And these are actually handed. I noticed that when I was cutting them off, that you have one pointing to the left and one pointing to the right. There we go. Then we have one piece to go here. And two smaller ones. So that's the back wall done. And now this needs to be connected to the rest of the tower. Tower, the top of the StuG. So let's run some glue in there. There we go. And that's the superstructure done. So now we could basically fit this one onto here. Like so. And the StuG is taking shape. Next thing is to install the gun. This actually has to be installed from the inside. So let's get this part out again. This is a bit fiddly. There we go. Like so. And then this has to go on here. But I don't know how to fix the gun to the floor, because when I put the substructure on here, then there is no way to get to the floor to actually glue this one on. And then we have this piece that goes on to the front of the gun. And that also, yeah. This one is one hell of a installation. Because this one, let's see if we can get the gun out together. This one needs to go in here first. Then somehow we need to get the gun to slide into that one. Let's get it the right way around. So this one goes into here. Now, and I notice it would be much better if you put the gun in first and then put the back on. So let's do it the correct way. Oops. Like so. And then the question is, how do these interact? So we have those two touching and those two touching. So let's start by taking the paint off from the contact points. Which of these 4 lugs here? Like so, and then on the gun itself we need to remove the paint from here. And there we go. At least now these should be able to glue together. So let's see if we can put, oops. Let's see if we can put these together. I'll use the Revell Contacta so I have some time to work with these parts. Because I think the Tamiya quick drying will dry long before I even get the gun into position. There we go. So that's that part installed. And of course I forgot to install a couple of other pieces, so let's take this apart again. Because apparently we need to install these 2 parts. There. On either side of the opening. like so. Now we try this again. With some Ravel contactor on these tabs. Put the gun through and hold them together. Let's see if it actually fits. The gun went down finally. And it seems it actually went to its place. It's unfortunate that I can't glue it into position. This will be very interesting to try and fix. And it also seems I have managed to break that part off. The metal thing around the basket came off. I'll leave this to dry for a while and I'll be back in a few seconds. Welcome back, and since the last recording I've done some work offline and I've managed to attach the top part here and glue the gun in place. What I did was I used the Ravel contactor glue, and I put glue at these locations and for this hole and also along this ridge here, and then I put the entire top piece in place. I used my tweezers to grab the base of the gun, and I managed to get it located in these 3 holes, and then I just kept it there until the glue had gone off. I then used my clamps to hold the top part down, and I glued it with the regular Tamiya extra fin all around. As you can see, there is some damage to the paint, but I'll touch that up as we go along here. I also painted this wall in the wrought brown up to this ridge here, so the entire engine compartment is now wrought brown with the exception of these two parts. So let's get moving with the next step, which includes putting this piece together. And here I've put these two metal loops that protect the viewports. I put those in place, and this part here. I will not be gluing this part here because I have not put the transparent plastic in here yet, and I want to save that for after I've painted the camel. Also, I had to join this pipe here. The top part is glued to the top of the hull, and this one is fixed to the base. And for me, the bottom part was leaning forward, so I had to force it back and then push the top part down and have the Revel Contacta bond, and then I strengthened it with a bit of Tamiya extra fin. It's not too shabby, it's about 0.5 mil to 1 mil offset, but since we will be putting this piece on, nobody will see it anyway. But that's a bit of a challenge to get this to line up properly. So let's continue with these parts, and we'll finish this step up, and then that will be it for this episode. So let's grab this part, the two metal hooks, and this one that is supposed to hold them in. So with the base here, and these actually have injection marks or ejection pin marks too, so I will put them facing each other, that way nobody will notice them. So the one side is smooth, and then on the other side you have ejection marks. So I will just rotate the piece to have the ejection marks facing each other, and then using this piece I will lock them in place. Hopefully I will manage to do this fairly quickly. It is quite fiddly to get this in place, but there we go. So with a drop of glue here, I'll use the tweezers to hold this in place while the glue goes off. just try to get this fairly centered. And with a drop of glue, hopefully this one should stick. There we go. And this one goes into these two holes here. There we go. So that's this part done. Then we have this part that goes on the wall here. Like so. Then we have this part. That needs to sit here. And this one has two tiny location pins. And then finally we have this top part that holds the gun in place. We give it a squeeze with the tweezers, like so. So that's it, and then we just have two tiny pieces of photo etch to go on top of this one. So I'll just cut those out, and we'll see if we can get this located. And now we should use the super glue. go. And then we have this hatch, but I want to have this hatch open for later. So I leave it off for now, and that way I can spray it when I do the camouflage, and then I can leave it in an open position like so. And this will go on here. So that's it for this part. I hope you've had a good week, and thanks for watching. I see you in the next one, and until then have a good week, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks very much for your support, and bye bye.